Hey everybody, it's Doug Green and I'm the publisher of Technology Reseller News, and I'm very pleased to have with me today Rudy Kubin of SkySwitch. Rudy, thank you for joining me today.
My pleasure, Doug.
Well, a lot of people know about SkySwitch. You're one of the dominant companies in our field. We're going to be talking about your unique approach to doing this business in this industry. But Rudy, what I'm excited about this podcast is that you are on the front line. You're actually not going to describe how your company works with the partners. You actually are doing this every day. You probably did it this morning.
Yeah, just got off right before coming on here. So no, absolutely. My day is pretty consistent between bringing on new partners to come onto the SkySwitch, as well as managing partners that I do bring on. So I'm kind of doing double duty, but I think that's in the best interest of the sales process, the integrity of the company, as well as the overall success of the partner moving forward, because I'm able to work with them on the front end. We're able to talk about strategies, opportunities, and then we're able to work together through that after they do come on as a partner.
Now, what are you guys at SkySwitch offering these partners? Very briefly, what's sort of the overall things that they're signing up to do?
Yeah, so SkySwitch, we are the leading private label UCaaS provider in the country. So all in all, we're over 1,600 partners that we work with. We have two platforms that our partners are able to work from, which is a unique facet of SkySwitch. So we are the only provider that actually has two platforms underneath the umbrella. So ultimately, we're giving our partners the ability to offer VoIP or voice services to their customers, and that includes everything from UCaaS, so your desktop mobile app, your desk phones, all the way through to call center, contact center, business SMS. So if you want to do some more elaborate texting, we have a solution for that. So if you want to market via SMS, we have a tool for that. Video surveillance as a service is another service we offer. Ultimately, we're trying to be our partners' one-stop shop for their telecommunications needs, and then give them the ability to manage their customers, both contractually and as well as controlling their profitability. So ultimately, our partners get to build equity within their business, offer their customers a service, and they're able to support that customer throughout the partnership and throughout the service with their customers.
So I want to be really clear, because it's such a big deal for our partner readers. I'm building equity because I own the relationship with the customer ultimately.
100%. 100%. I mean, in my opinion, because I'm speaking to prospects looking at SkySwitch for various different reasons. But the most common thread, or the most important part of our program, is that our partners own the contract with their customers. So that's the equity, to your point, that they're building within their company. So they're able to develop exit strategies, at the end of the day, whether that's passing that company down to, a child or next generation, or if they're looking to get out and, retire. Ultimately, having those customers on their paper gives them multiple avenues to explore when it comes time to kind of, hanging it up and looking at something else to do with their life.
And you told me the other day when we were talking about doing this podcast, this comes right down even to the T-shirt level, that when you're in the confines of a customer, you'll put on their T-shirt.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, when we say we private label. So. And that goes pre-sale and it goes post-sale, because again, I'm working with prospects on the front end, and then we'll get them into onboarding where we'll train them. But ultimately, what's most important in our model is making sure you have opportunities to capitalize on when you're coming on, because there is an investment to be made and you want to get your ROI on that investment. The way you do that is making sure you have customers ready to go when you're ready to come on board. So a lot of my time on the front end of the sales process is speaking with potential partners, evaluating the opportunities they have. And a lot of times they want to move forward, but they're not 100% confident on being able to bring on the customer, because they don't have the platform to be able to show them. They're not fully educated on the different services we are able to offer, and they're going to be able to offer to that customer. So not only on the back end, after they're a partner and I'm managing the account with them, will I put on that t-shirt, but I'll do it on the front end, because ultimately I want that partner to come on board, have that opportunity ready to go and hit the ground running, because that's going to allow the rest of our process for any new partner to really flourish. Meaning with onboarding, they'll help you set up this opportunity we landed during the pre-sale process. They're going to help the partner set them up. They're going to help them with the porting process and all the different avenues, because our onboarding team love to train, but what better way to train them with a real customer? Customer
Right.
gets set up correctly, partner gets educated. You know, they're not going in there setting up a company and then forgetting everything after, 2 months when they have the real customer and they're like, oh, what did I do again? So really it's creating that environment for everyone to be successful. And that's what I'm doing on the front end to make sure when I bring on a partner that they're going to be able to hit the ground running, because ultimately everything we talked about on the front end, I'm living up to on the back end, once I'm their full account manager moving forward.
And that I thought was very interesting when you were explaining how you actually do this, that as people go from the process of being really green, even they haven't even signed up and they're trying to sign up a customer and all that, all the way down to after they've gone through the whole onboarding, you're there with them. The one thing that stays consistent is you're there all the time.
I'm always there. And frankly, my role is based on my partner's success. So I'm incentivized to always be available, and I enjoy it because, I meet people, you build rapport, you work with them. And their sales process that could take a year, some could take a couple weeks, but either way, you're working with these folks for a decent amount of time, learning about them, learning about their business, meeting multiple members of their team. So to sign them up and, say, throw them over the fence, and not get to work with them anymore, you kind of, you lose some of that value for yourself of making sure that the work you put in on the front end is seen through to the end and making sure everyone's successful. So from my standpoint, that's the one thing I love. We're going to have open and honest and transparent conversations on the front end. And then, we're going to be able to call each other out, after the fact. So it's really everyone working hand in hand for success, because we're all working towards the same thing. Our company, SkySwitch, with over 300 employees, are all dedicated to our partners in some way, whether it's the infrastructure, developers, engineers, our support team, marketing team, onboarding team, account managers. We're all working to help our partners be successful, because ultimately that's what helps SkySwitch be successful.
I always say that, we were talking, especially at the beginning of the year, everybody watching this is partnered with somebody, right? They're selling something. There's probably very few listeners or watchers that have never done anything before, and they're just going to get into UCaaS now. So, they've had all sorts of experiences with all sorts of different companies and so on. I want to just understand briefly, what's life like as a partner with you? And it sounds like there's actual partnership in the word partner.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Anyways.
I mean, down to the point where call me, text me. If you have to email me, but you should be able to get a hold of me before then. So really, that's the idea, is when a SkySwitch partner comes on board, it's a partnership. Everyone is working towards the same thing. And the thing is, our partners making money, because if our partners are making money and seeing that margin, which typically could be 50, 60, 70% plus, we're going to benefit by the partner success. So ultimately, it is a true partnership. So I love when I get a phone call from a partner asking me for, how do you, I get this opportunity. What do you think? How should we approach this? Do we have marketing collateral that could outline a previous partner success in this specific vertical? So that's where our marketing team kicks in. They have vertical toolkits based on different verticals out there, and we actually interview existing partners that are successful in these verticals to help our other partners that want to go into them. Right. So it's not only our company, SkySwitch, that is, the partner. It's also the other partners that are in our environment. I mean, our partners have their own Slack channel, so they're constantly talking back and forth. They're asking each other for advice, or maybe there's an opportunity or a job that's out of their region. They could, reach out to another partner that's in that area and say, hey, you want to help out with this install? So it's the community. and a partnership that they're signing up for. But it's a lot bigger than just SkySwitch and the partner. There's, like I said, the number of employees they have access to, as well as the partners that they'll be able to have access to if they choose.
And it sounds like you're very proactive. It's like you're describing is there's this big toolkit, and it's not just out there. And someday, maybe by accident, you discover, oh, I could have sold that. You're actively talking to these guys and saying, hey, maybe we'll bring so and so together with you, and here's a resource, and so on.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's where the benefit of me being an account manager also helps as well, because I'm constantly working with those existing partners and helping them with opportunities. I'm also learning about these opportunities. So when I get to learn about these opportunities with these customers or certain scenarios, I'm able to take that information and now I'm able to share it with my other partners that may be going through a similar situation and say, hey, actually, you don't name names in our industry, it's private label, but you could take that information that you're learning from other scenarios and apply it and help other partners. So it's constantly evolving. Things with technology are constantly changing. So when you're on the front line, to your point earlier, you're getting all that information firsthand, which is good. I'm not getting it secondhand. I'm getting it from the customer a lot of times. If I'm, again, wearing the t-shirt for a partner and I'm part of that customer conversation, I'm hearing it firsthand from the customer, the pain points that my partner is going to be able to address. But then also when I'm talking to other partners, I'll hear the same type of pain points. Well, guess I know the solution. I talked through it. We implemented it. It worked. So it helps everyone, right? It really does when you're able to be involved with the partner and the customer and getting involved in those conversations. And then also applying it not only to other partners, but also in the pre-sale process. Because there's many times, I'll be talking to somebody and they're like, there's this scenario, there's this customer. I just didn't know if we could address this. And I'm like, that's ironic. I just had the same conversation last week with another partner, with another customer. This is actually how we went about and solved that problem. And there's various stories there. I mean, stories upon stories. So it's really a fruitful partnership. There's a ton of information, and with the number of employees we have and the dedication of our employees, we're staying ahead of the game. That's really the idea, whether it's technology, whether it's compliance, 10DLC, we're typically a step ahead and trying to stay ahead of everything coming to make sure our partners aren't getting caught in the crosshairs.
Rudy, I really want to thank you for joining us today. There's so much to talk about. I'd love to go on.
Absolutely.
But, it was great giving our readers and listeners sort of a glimpse of how SkySwitch endeavors to serve a little bit differently the partner community with its private label program and other resources. Where can we learn more?
Absolutely. Yes, always feel free to reach out to sales@skyswitch.com. That will go to the team that I'm a part of, led by Sean Breeden. We also have Shep, Shaka, Joe, and then we have George coming on. So yes, feel free at any point, reach out to sales@skyswitch.com. You can always call me as well, direct, 215-297-4384. More than happy to take a call, text me. Any way you need to get a hold of me, we're here to talk. So I look forward to those conversations.
Well, Rudy, again, I'm looking forward to our next podcast and learning more. But for now, thank you very much.
Thank you.